Imagine standing on the golden sands of Giza, the sun beating down, as the ancient pyramids rise behind you like stone giants frozen in time. The air is still, almost sacred, until a distant roar breaks the silence. Slowly, a massive Chinese Y-20 transport plane appears on the horizon, its shadow stretching over the desert. Then, in perfect synchronization, 7 sleek J-10 fighter jets slice through the sky, performing a formation so precise for a blockbuster movie. The contrast is striking. Below the pyramids, symbols of human ingenuity from thousands of years ago. Above, cutting-edge military technology, moving with astonishing speed and precision. For anyone watching, it's a jaw-dropping spectacle. Awe, surprise, and curiosity hit all at once. But beyond the cinematic thrill, a deeper question lingers in the mind. Why is Egypt suddenly showing interest in Chinese fighter jets? This isn't just a display of skill or an air show for tourists. It's a quiet signal that something bigger may be unfolding. A shift in military strategy, a potential change in global alliances. This is the moment that grabs attention, the spark that turns curiosity into intrigue. It's the first step in a story that will take us from the pyramids of Giza to the heart of modern geopolitics, and it all begins with the roar of jet engines over the desert sands. The jaw-dropping air show didn't just end with applause. It ignited whispers that quickly spread through military and diplomatic circles. Social media lit up with videos of the formation flight, while aviation forums buzzed with speculation. Could Egypt really be considering Chinese fighter jets for its air force? Analysts debated the implications, drawing comparisons to Egypt's long-standing reliance on American and Western aircraft. For decades, Egypt had built its air power around F-16s, Mirage 2000s, and MiG-29s, supplied by the United States, France, and Russia. But as the jets aged and regional tensions simmered, experts noticed that Egypt's air force needed a serious upgrade. The airshow hinted that the country might be exploring new options, challenging long-held assumptions about its defense partnerships. The uncertainty added fuel to the conversation. No official statements had been made, yet the spectacle alone had set off a global debate. One visually stunning event, a handful of Chinese jets flying over the pyramids, was enough to shift perceptions overnight. People weren't just asking if Egypt would buy these aircraft. They were asking what such a move would mean for the balance of power in the Middle East and for traditional allies like the United States. In essence, a single airshow had transformed into a strategic puzzle, capturing the world's attention and signaling that Egypt's military decisions might be entering a bold new chapter. After months of speculation and whispered debates, the suspense finally ended in October 2025. Egypt's Minister of Defense stepped to the podium and made it official. The country had signed a deal with China to purchase 48 J-10 fighter jets for roughly $4 billion. This wasn't a minor acquisition. It was a transformative investment that would modernize Egypt's air force almost overnight. The announcement sent shockwaves through global media. Analysts immediately began breaking down the deal, asking what it meant for the Middle East's military balance and how regional powers might respond. Social media exploded, with commentators joking that the United States had missed its chance, reflecting both surprise and curiosity. The size and sophistication of the deal signaled a clear message. Egypt was serious about modernizing its military, and it was willing to look beyond traditional partners to do so. But the big questions remained. Why China? Why now? And what did this move mean for longtime allies like the United States and key regional players such as Israel and Saudi Arabia? The deal marked not just a new chapter for Egypt's air force, but also a potential turning point in global defense dynamics, showing that the influence of traditional Western arms suppliers could be challenged. Egypt had gone from a cinematic air show in Giza to signing one of the most significant defense deals in recent history, and the implications were just beginning to unfold. To understand why Egypt's new fighter jets matter, we need to look at geography. Egypt isn't just another country in the Middle East. It sits at a crossroads between Africa and Asia, with the Mediterranean Sea to the north and the Red Sea to the east. But the crown jewel of its strategic position is the Suez Canal, one of the most important waterways in the world. The Suez Canal isn't just a shortcut for ships, it's a global economic artery. By connecting the Mediterranean to the Red Sea, it saves vessels a journey of roughly 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers around Africa's southern tip. Each year, About 12% of the world's maritime trade passes through this narrow passage. In other words, Egypt doesn't just control territory, it influences global commerce. This strategic advantage comes with responsibility. Ensuring the Suez Canal remains secure demands a strong, capable military. Any threat to the canal could ripple across global trade, affecting economies from Shanghai to New York. That's why air power is so critical. Egypt's Air Force isn't just defending the skies for national pride, it's protecting vital international trade routes and maintaining regional stability. By purchasing modern fighter jets like the J-10CE, Egypt strengthens its ability to safeguard the Suez Canal and project influence in the region. The decision isn't just about upgrading aircraft. It's about maintaining a strategic edge in one of the world's most important geopolitical corridors. Despite its strategic importance, Egypt's Air Force faced a critical problem: aging aircraft. Over the years, the country had built a fleet of more than 300 fighter jets, including F-16s, MiG-29s, and Mirage 2000s. On paper, this looked formidable. In reality, most of these jets were third-generation fighters, designed in the 1970s and 80s, and increasingly ill-equipped for modern warfare. These older jets struggled with key capabilities. They lacked advanced avionics, modern missile systems, and the ability to engage multiple threats at long range. In a region where conflicts can flare up quickly, relying on outdated aircraft posed a serious strategic risk. Every passing year made the gap wider as neighboring countries invested in fifth-generation fighters with stealth technology and superior sensors. Initially, Egypt attempted to leapfrog this technological gap by applying to purchase 20 F-35 Lightning jets from the United States, the pinnacle of modern air power, combining stealth, speed, and advanced radar. But the deal ran into roadblocks. U.S. concerns about technology transfer, regional sensitivities, and Israel's strategic interests stalled the acquisition. Later, the U.S. offered a compromise: the F-16V, an upgraded version of the classic F-16. While an improvement, it still fell short of the capabilities Egypt needed. Stealth, advanced missile systems, and cutting-edge electronic warfare features remained out of reach. Faced with an urgent need to modernize and limited options from traditional partners, Egypt was at a crossroads. The nation needed a bold solution, one that would restore its air force's effectiveness and maintain its regional influence. This challenge set the stage for a major strategic pivot. In early September 2025, Egypt hosted a major international air show, inviting countries to showcase their most advanced fighter jets. The event was a global stage, but one performance really stood out above all others: China's precision display. A Y-20 transport plane thundered across the sky, followed by 7 J-10CE fighter jets in flawless formation over the pyramids. The scale, technical skill, and visual impact left both spectators and Egyptian military officials in awe. This wasn't just a show of speed or aerobatics, it was a statement of capability. China demonstrated that its aircraft could operate with precision, carry advanced weapons, and impress an international audience. For Egypt, the performance offered a glimpse of a new path. Here was a country that could provide modern, battle-ready aircraft without the political restrictions that limited traditional Western suppliers. The airshow became more than entertainment. It was a turning point in defense thinking. Suddenly, the idea of procuring Chinese fighter jets went from rumor to a serious strategic consideration. The display highlighted that modernization didn't have to be blocked by politics or alliances, and it opened the door for Egypt to consider alternative partnerships that could meet its urgent military needs. This spectacular performance over the pyramids quietly set the stage for one of the most significant defense deals in Egypt's recent history, signaling a potential shift in the balance of air power in the region. The result of that turning point was Egypt's acquisition of the J-10CE fighter jets, a modern, highly capable aircraft that offered exactly what the Egyptian Air Force needed. These jets aren't just fast and agile, they are packed with advanced technology designed for complex combat scenarios. The J-10CE's avionics suite includes a gallium nitride active phased array radar, allowing it to detect multiple targets at long ranges simultaneously. Its forward-looking infrared system improves night vision and targeting, while electronic countermeasure devices help it evade enemy radar. Pilots receive critical data instantly through the diffraction head-up display, making split-second decisions far more effective. In terms of firepower, the J-10CE carries the PL-15 long-range missile, capable of striking targets over 200 kilometers away, and the PL-10 short-range missile, perfect for dogfights up to 60 kilometers. This combination gives Egypt the flexibility to engage threats both near and far, bridging the capability gap left by older jets. Beyond its technical features, the deal signals a shift in the regional balance of power. By turning to China, Egypt demonstrates that it can diversify its military partnerships, maintain independence, and access cutting-edge technology even when Western options are limited. This move also sends a message to neighboring countries. China is now a serious contender in the Middle Eastern arms market, potentially influencing other nations to consider Chinese aircraft for their own modernization programs. For Egypt, the J-10CE isn't just an upgrade. It's a strategic leap, restoring confidence in air defense, bolstering regional influence, and signaling the start of a new era in Middle Eastern military procurement. From the cinematic roar of jets over the pyramids to the official $4 billion deal for 48 J-10CE fighter jets, Egypt's journey highlights a major shift in military strategy and global alliances. After failing to secure US F-35s due to political and regional constraints, Egypt turned to China, modernizing its air force with capable, battle-ready aircraft. This decision carries broader significance. It reflects changing dynamics in the global arms market, demonstrates China's growing influence in the Middle East, and may encourage other nations to explore alternatives to traditional Western suppliers. For Egypt, it strengthens air power, safeguards critical infrastructure like the Suez Canal, and signals strategic independence in decision-making. The big question now is, will Chinese fighter jets become a regular presence in the Middle East? With Egypt leading the way, it's a possibility that could reshape the region's air power landscape in the coming years. If you found this video insightful and want to stay updated on global military developments, defense technology, and strategic shifts, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. The story of Egypt and the J-10CE is just one example of how modern air power is rewriting the rules. And we'll keep bringing you the latest updates, analysis, and behind-the-scenes insights from around the world.